Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I want to ask you, if you are a man that travels for work and eats out in restaurants or stays in hotels more than you'd like to admit, you've probably told yourself that losing body fat and achieving your dream physique is impossible, right? Because you can't track anything, because you're always eating out, you've got no control, I've got no hope. But the truth is, you don't have to track every meal. You don't have to eat chicken and broccoli. You don't have to follow a strict meal plan to get lean on the road. I'm Jacob Connock, and I am an online fitness coach for high-performing men who travel for work and want to take back control of their health, drop body fat, and build a physique they are proud of without sacrificing success or your lifestyle. In this video, I'm going to give you the 10 best foods to stick to and prioritize when you are traveling with work and you can't control your food. These foods are easy to find, they're hotel, restaurant friendly, and they'll help you keep your fat loss on track anywhere in the world. And these foods will go a long way to keeping you feeling full during those untrackable meals whilst you're traveling, and that is the key here. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to be touching on my 3P method that I teach to all the men inside my online coaching program to help them stay on track during those difficult periods of travel with work and continue to lose body fat and achieve their physique goal without tracking a single calorie. So stick around until the end to make sure you catch that. But for now, let's dive into those 10 foods to prioritize whilst you're out and about, eating in hotel buffets, you're out at restaurants for dinner with clients or colleagues. That will keep you nice and full, but also with a plate of food just as big as if you were at home. Now, the first food and the best food are potatoes. They often get a bad rap in the fat loss fitness industry, but they are, and science shows this, there's research done on this, the most filling food per calorie that you can possibly eat. Therefore, you can eat a lot of them for lower calorie, making it easier to avoid the hotel snacks or the afternoon vending machine run. So perfect if you've got a busy travel schedule with meetings, long days, flights, this kind of thing. But a tip to remember, obviously we can get different versions of potatoes, right? Go for the least processed versions. We want boiled, we want roasted, not drowned in oil. Or the goat of all potatoes, the jacket potato, the baked jacket potato, which will keep you satisfied, full, and with the calories under control. Just be careful with things like mashed potato, where nice restaurants often add lots of cream and lots of butter, stacking up the calories quicker than you'd even realize. And obviously things like chips, deep fat fried potatoes in general, that's going to be absorbing way more calories than if it was just a potato. Some other alternatives similar would be things like pumpkin and butternut squash that work exactly the same. Low calorie, high volume, going to keep you full. Little travel hack is, if you're in a hotel buffet, scan the whole buffet first. There will often be boiled or baked potatoes as an option, but remember, if you don't ask, you don't get. So ask the chef, ask the kitchen if they can do something if they don't have those options. And in things like restaurants, ask to swap the French fries for jacket potatoes or baked potatoes. I've never come across a place that won't do it for no extra charge, but even if they do, it'll be worth the extra couple of pounds, dollars, whatever it is, to be able to give yourself the best chance of continuing your fat loss and control your portions. Number 2, Greek yogurt, preferably the low fat or 0% Greek yogurt. It's an absolute travel powerhouse. One of the easiest ways to bump up your protein when you don't have access to a kitchen or cooked meals. And let's face it, most men who travel for work are definitely not getting enough protein. I would say 95% of the men that join my program or that I speak to on social media are not getting enough protein to support fat loss and muscle retention. The Greek yogurt specifically is thick, filling, and it packs way more protein than normal yogurts. You can even get the high protein versions. You can get them anywhere. A tip regarding hotels is scan the buffet area first. They usually put the fruit and cereals and yogurt, that kind of thing, way in the back. You've got to walk past all the nice cooked stuff. And they'll have it labelled 0% fat and full fat, usually. So make sure you make the right decision. And if it's not labelled, be a big boy and ask. And if they don't have it, why not pop into a local supermarket, a local shop, and pick some up? Put it in your mini fridge in the hotel room. Just make sure you look out for ones that have around 15 to 20 grams of protein per serving and minimal added sugar. Just be cautious about going for the flavoured yogurts that pile in a load of extra sugar when you can get some berries, some fresh berries, some honey, something like that to sweeten it when you're having it as a snack. And this could be a whole breakfast in itself, right? By adding some oats, some fresh fruit, maybe some honey, chia seeds. That's a perfect breakfast. Afternoon snack, mid-morning snack, evening snack. And it works perfect if you've got early meetings or you've got to grab and go, you're leaving for your flight, an early taxi. Something you can grab, knock back in no time, takes zero preparation time, or you can take it in a little pot and eat it on the go. Number 3, and awesome options for main meals and snacks if you want it, but mainly main meals while you're out at restaurants or in a buffet. Tuna and white fish. It's so low calorie, it's pure protein, very little fat. If you're serious about losing body fat and you eat out a lot, going for tuna or white fish as the main protein sources in your meals is a great way of trying to keep the calories low and the protein high. It's absolutely one of the smartest protein swaps you can make, and it gives you so many nutrients, so much good stuff for very little calories. But just be aware, in restaurants and buffets, hotels, look for baked and steamed options instead of deep fat fried, breaded, all this kind of stuff. Popular white fish is cod, barramundi, bass. And you may look at me crazy, but if you are really serious and you want a very high protein, low calorie snack, then a tin of tuna does just that, right? Just make sure you get the one in spring water instead of olive oil or sunflower oil, because that adds calories. Easy meal you can put together or snack is, even if you're in a hotel or in an airport, tin of tuna, empty it into a bag of salad, drizzle of lemon, a little bit of olive oil for some good fats. But for actual cooked meals, steamed white fish or tuna steaks maybe, with steamed veggies and potatoes, you cannot go wrong. And it's light and satisfying, the dream combination, right? And if the menu doesn't list how it's cooked, again, be a big boy and ask. Number 4, high water content fruits like apples, oranges, watermelon. And when you're traveling with work, you're constantly exposed to snacks available. All this stuff is always around you and cravings can go through the roof. So a piece of fruit that doesn't contain many calories, but it's going to give you lots of volume, it's going to often satisfy that sweet tooth, right? Controlling that hunger, that can become a massive challenge whilst you're traveling because of long periods of time without meals and regular meal timings. Not only are they satisfying and satisfy that sweet tooth, but they hydrate you. Also a source of fibre that keeps the digestion moving. Something that men, for sure, when they're travelling, do overlook. And don't avoid fruit because it's got loads of sugar in it. This is natural sugar. It contains lots of fibre and lots of nutrients that your body needs. And it's far better than the other sweet options out there that you might pick up whilst you're out on the go. They're also perfect because they don't require refrigeration. You can take them with you. And in an airport where everything is insanely expensive, a banana, an apple, an orange, something like that, it's going to be pocket change. And the beauty of hotel buffets is that you can load up. They've always got fruit there you can help yourself to. So you can take a bunch to take with you, chuck it in your bag, and you'll have little sweet, satisfying tricks to last you the day. Number 5 is grilled lean meats like chicken, lean beef, pork tenderloin, turkey, which are all leaner, which obviously means lower in fat, so contain less calories. And they're the backbone of a good, solid, high-protein meal whilst you're out and about. These meats are obviously available in every single menu across the world, wherever you are, airports, restaurants, shops. But don't feel like you have to just eat chicken breast all the time. Mix it up. The last thing you want to do is drive yourself to a point where you're so bored of the same food, you can't face it anymore. We want to make this process as easy as possible, and so keep rotating the options, try different things. We just want to make sure that it's cooked in the right way. It's not deep fried, it's not breadcrumbed, and it's not covered in a high calorie sauce. That's going to completely defeat the point of going for this lean meat option. You want this lean meat option to be the anchor of your plate, right? So you build your meal around it, especially if you're at a buffet, in a hotel, you want to build your plate around this portion. Veggies, potatoes, salads, everything like that. Fill yourself up on it. The most important thing to control is your portion size, as we can't track everything, right, in this situation. If you're in a rush at airports or food courts, everywhere has grilled chicken wraps. lean beef burrito bowls. These kind of things are good options. Just ask for the sauces on the side so you can add a little bit if you need it. And for really basic hotel room meals, everywhere you can buy pre-cooked chicken breast, pre-cooked turkey, even if it has to be processed slices of meat. Go for the lowest fat option, and then you can add these things to a bag of salad, add it to a wrap with some salad. Things you can make quickly in your hotel room, out and about on a picnic bench, are going to give you that high protein fix. And again, ask the questions. Ask your waiter, ask the staff in the hotel, what are your leanest meat options? They'll be happy to tell you. Number 6, steamed or roasted veggies. Veggies are the ultimate volume hack when it comes to trying to lose fat and not being able to track your calories. They're packed with water and fiber, which means they're going to fill you up without racking up the calories. And most guys, to be fair, that I speak to, when they're traveling and they're eating out, they skip the veggies. Protein and carbs. The veggies help support your digestion. They help you control your hunger, but they also help keep your plate looking full and vibrant and visually satisfying so it doesn't look like you're on a diet. So going forward, make it a hard and fast rule that with any meal you have at least one side of veggies. And obviously steamed or roasted is the best way, and it avoids creamy, buttery, cheesy versions that quite literally add hundreds of calories. And a little tip is use the half plate method, right? So have half your plate dedicated to veggies and a quarter for the protein, quarter for the carbs. When we can't track our food, little visuals like that really help us to stay on track. And if you're eating at a buffet, for example, target the veggies, target the protein sources at the start, fill up on them, and then go back for some carb sources and other things, because it will be way harder to overeat in general. Number 7, eggs. Scrambled, boiled, egg whites. Eggs are one of the most accessible, high quality protein sources you can find, especially at hotel breakfasts and buffets. They're rich in proteins, vitamins, and healthy fats. And that balance of protein from the egg white and good fats from the egg yolk is a perfect combination to help you feel full for longer and support your energy throughout the day. And it makes them ideal for when you've got a long stretch before your next meal, like flights, meetings, or back-to-back travel, for example. A little tip, start your day with 3 to 4 eggs, scrambled, ideally not with loads of butter or cream, which some restaurants do, so you have to be careful. Just ask them not to. Chuck in spinach, veggies, bulk it out with some whole grain toast for added fibre. To be really conscious about the calories, then substitute a couple or all of the yolks out and just go for the egg whites. Focus on that protein and it will be a lot lower calorie. A lot of hotel buffets as well will do made to order omelettes, so you can specify, can you remove the yolks? You can specify, I don't want it cooked in oil or butter, just a little bit please. These kind of things, and pack it out with veggies is another thing you could ask. And you could grab some hard-boiled eggs to take away with you as a snack for later that day. Some salt, pepper, a little bit of hot sauce is also a great addition to your eggs. Number 8 is protein shakes. And I know it's a supplement to your normal meal, but it can be a great way to add in extra protein for very little calories whilst you're on the go. I always, when I traveled, would always take some protein powder with me. Little bag, I'd measure it out. I wouldn't necessarily take the whole bag from home, but it's something I would take away, maybe enough for 2 scoops a day, and always have it in my hotel room with a shaker so I could take it with me out during the day and I'd have it in case I needed it. Or supermarkets all have ready to drink protein shakes now, don't they? So you can pick one of them up. Just try to avoid the ones that have loads of added sugar in. I see them kind of as an insurance policy. So if you feel like at breakfast for whatever reason, maybe there was less options available and you needed an extra bit of protein to get you to keep up with your target, then it's something that you can look to have. It also is great for satisfying that sweet tooth. If you get a flavour that you really enjoy, you can add it to Greek yogurt, and it just goes a long way to helping you manage your hunger and reducing those cravings. Inevitably will help stop grabbing some snacks out and about if you know you've got that go-to protein source, sweet flavoured protein source available at all times. So a little tip, have a shaker or some sort of bottle with 1 or 2 scoops of protein in it already ready. You've got it with you during the day and all you need to do is buy a bottle of water and pour it in or fill it up from a fountain. That's an easy 40-50 grams of protein from 2 scoops, literally in seconds. Number 9, cottage cheese. This is the secret fat loss weapon. It's low in calories, high in protein, creamy, satisfying, gives you that cheesy hit without all the extra calories that come with a lot of cheeses. It's one of those few dairy options that you can use it in savoury meals, but you can also use it in sweet meals, and it's overlooked by a lot of men who don't really see its benefits. Only recently I started putting it on some toast with a bit of strawberry jam, and it's absolutely awesome. But also, any sort of pasta dish, any sort of curry or stew or chili or anything like that, I'll often mix in some cottage cheese, a slightly more creamy texture, and just add some extra protein. I've also been known to add it to yogurt bowls when I'm cutting during fat loss phase, and I just want to give the yogurt bowl a bit of extra protein. I've got lots of other flavours in there from the berries and protein powder, so you don't even taste the cottage cheese. You'll find it in most breakfast buffets and restaurants, and if not, ask for it. I'm sure they will have an option. Or it's very easy to just pick up at a supermarket and something again. Have it stored in your mini fridge in your room of your hotel, in your apartment fridge. And the low fat version can be like 80 calories for 100 grams and like 12 to 15 grams of protein. 100 grams is a lot. That's a substantial amount, trust me, and that would fill you up. So as a tip, use it and try it in different ways. For breakfast with berries and fruit, for savoury meals with rice bowls, salads, wraps, I'll even mix it into scrambled eggs, or use it as a substitute for mayo or creamy based dressings. It still gives that creamy thick texture, but without the extra calories and even more protein. So a little hack for this would be to, if you're staying somewhere with a fridge, just buy a tub in a supermarket and have it there in case you need it. It's dead cheap. And number 10, prawns or shrimp. They're one of the most underrated, fat loss friendly protein sources out there. They're low in calories, incredibly high in protein, and actually very filling for how light they are. They're also super versatile and show up in hotel buffets and things way more often than you think. You know, in salads, in platters, or like grilled starter options at restaurants. So for men who travel for work, prawns offer a quick and lean way to hit your protein goals without relying on heavier meats and overly processed options. 100 grams is like 100 calories, maybe 22 grams of protein, and virtually no carbs and very little fat depending on what you cook it in. However, always go for prawns as grilled, boiled or cold. Skip the tempura, the battered, the creamy options. And these can easily triple the calories without really adding any benefit to how full you're going to feel. So look out for things like prawn skewers, prawn cocktail without the fatty sauce, or things like seafood salads. Buffets, prawns are usually tucked away, so make sure you seek them out because they should not be overlooked when the goal is to try and get lean. And in restaurants, just make sure you ask, how are these cooked? Can I have these cooked in a certain way? These places will be happy to accommodate you. Surprise, I've got a bonus one for you, and this is mainly as a snack for things like airport lounges and service stations. Number 11, air-popped popcorn. Popcorn usually gets lumped in with junk food, along with things like crisps. But when it's air-popped and minimally processed, it's actually quite a low-calorie, high-volume, fibre-rich snack that can help you stay full and avoid overeating. And it's one of the few salty snacks that will actually give you the satisfaction of chewing and chomping down on something without the calorie bomb of crisps or trail mix or something like that. And the fibre from them will help slow digestion and curb those cravings, especially if you're stuck in places like airports or on the road. But be wary of all the chocolate, caramel, toffee, flavoured, sweetened popcorn out there. Go for the plain, salted or lightly salted options. It won't have hundreds of extra calories from what's been added to it. So if you're in a hotel, checking into a hotel, or you're in an airport lounge, scan what's on offer for snacks, because a small bowl of popcorn can be a perfect bridge snack between meals to curb that hunger. If you're peckish but don't want to wreck your calorie budget. Or better yet, grab a small bag from a supermarket and keep it in your bag so it's there ready for if you need it. And a pro move would be to pair some popcorn, not eat it with, but have it at the same time as a protein shake or a higher protein yogurt. Basically a source of protein to have at the same time as all this fibre, that will really help you stay fit. So before, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned my 3P method, and this is how I help men who travel regularly with work to stay on track whilst they're living and working abroad and at home. It's essentially a very effective way that's worked for me and loads of other men who have come through my program to manage certain parts of their diet and activity in a way that continues fat loss, whether you're at home and able to track everything, or whether you're away and you're not. It involves simple strategies that, if stuck to and you're disciplined with, then you can absolutely make progress. If you want to know more about this, then I have a free video guide talking through my method, and the link is down below in the description. If you click it, it will take you through to that guide and you can start learning more about exactly how you stay on track whilst you're away with work. So the trick with all of this, though, isn't to being perfect whilst you're traveling. It's to have a simple plan in place with repeatable choices. These 10 or 11 foods can be found almost anywhere. So if you build your meals and snacks around them, it will be very, very difficult to overeat and much, much easier to keep the calories low, so we can continue to make progress with your fat loss journey. And you'll be able to stay on track without obsessing over the calories. If you're interested in booking a call with me to see whether we would be a good fit for coaching, and you're done with starting again every time you come back from a work trip, you want to take back control of your life and of your health and fitness, regardless of what your lifestyle looks like, regardless of what your routine looks like, then let's put a plan together that complements your current lifestyle. The link to book a free call with me is in the top line of the description, where I can tell you exactly how we would implement this into your lifestyle to make sure you build the physique of your dreams. I'll see you in the next one.